Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chrisley reveals people are telling me to kill myself due to the inaccurate way she's portrayed on her estranged family's new show. Though Chrisley doesn't appear in any episodes of her estranged family's new reality show after dad Todd Chrisley and her stepmom, Julie Chrisley, were pardoned from prison by Donald Trump, she's still being targeted by fans. The mom of one's relationship with her relatives hit an all-time low in 2022, when it was claimed that she wrote a letter to the FBI after her dad's indictment. She also accused the patriarch of exploiting her over an alleged tape. On her Southern Tea podcast, Lindsay explained why she's never watched an installment of the new docuseries, titled Back to Reality. I have not watched any of the footage from what aired. I was instructed by multiple people that work on our collective team not to do that for my own mental health, she revealed. They watched and documented for me the things I would need to know. I have unfortunately seen a lot of what was said just through social media, whether that be TikTok or Instagram, the messages that I have received based off of the narrative that was on the show, Lindsay noted. On Back to Reality, half-sister Savannah Chrisley alleged Lindsay was fired from Chrisley Knows Best after reportedly making their 10-year-old relative get out of bed to record a social media upload. Savannah also referred to Lindsay's legal letter and declared, "We're no longer family." Savannah's words brought a ton of problems for Lindsay, who was attacked online. "It has put me in a very emotional place, to the point that I completely took myself off of social media altogether for the past 7 weeks, she spilled. Because I'm driving my kid to school and get him dropped off at school and realize that people are telling me to kill myself." Lindsay announced she'll finally detail what really happened between herself and her family on the next episode of her podcast. "I never had any intention of doing this. The Lifetime documentary of my family came out, and a lot of the things that were aired were inaccurate depictions of what has transpired," she explained to an entertainment outlet of why she's speaking up. As reported, Todd and Julie began prison sentences in January 2023 on charges of conspiracy to commit bank fraud, wire fraud and tax evasion. They walked free on May 28 due to pardons from the president. Lindsay Chrisley is speaking out, and her message is both heartbreaking and defiant. The eldest daughter of Todd Chrisley has once again found herself at the center of the Chrisley family storm. But this time, the drama has taken a terrifying turn. In a tearful and emotional Instagram live, Lindsay revealed that she's been receiving shocking and deeply disturbing messages since the premiere of The Chrisleys. Back to Reality, the new Lifetime docuseries following her family's life after Todd and Julie's presidential pardon. "I've had people telling me to kill myself," Lindsay confessed, her voice cracking. "It's been non-stop since the show aired. I log onto my DMs and it's just hate. I knew there would be criticism, there always is, but this has crossed a line. I'm being harassed because of how the show made me look, and it's not even an accurate portrayal of who I am or what really happened." The reality star and podcast host has long been estranged from her famous parents, Todd and Julie Chrisley, whose family became household names through their hit USA Network series Chrisley Knows Best. But while the rest of the family embraced the cameras, Lindsay walked away years ago, choosing privacy over public drama, a decision she says has come back to haunt her. A painful return to the spotlight. When The Chrisleys, Back to Reality premiered last month, it promised raw honesty and a new chapter for the Southern family known for their sharp tongues and extravagant lifestyle. But for Lindsay, the honesty has been anything but. According to her, producers edited old clips, interviews, and even offhand comments from her family members to create what she calls a villain edit. "I don't recognize the version of me they showed," she said during her live stream. "They painted me as this cold, selfish daughter who turned her back on her family. But what they didn't show was why I made that decision. The years of tension, the betrayal, and how deeply hurt I was. It's like they took my worst moments and made them my entire personality." Lindsay says she wasn't even asked to participate in the show, and only found out about her inclusion when fans started tagging her online. "I didn't sign off on anything," she explained. "I was blindsided. And now, I'm being held responsible for a narrative I had no control over." The dark side of reality TV fame. While The Chrisleys' new show has drawn strong ratings, largely due to curiosity about the family's post-prison comeback, it's also reignited old wounds. Social media has become a battleground, with fans fiercely taking sides. Some have accused Lindsay of betraying her parents, while others have slammed Todd and Savannah for continuing to exploit their family's pain for entertainment. But for Lindsay, the backlash has gone far beyond words. "It's scary," she admitted. "I've had to disable comments on my posts. I've been called every name in the book. People have told me I deserve to die." One message said, "You ruined your family, now go finish ruining yourself." I try to brush it off, but it's getting harder every day. Despite the hateful messages, Lindsay has refused to stay silent. She's using her podcast, Coffee Convos, to share her truth and encourage mental health awareness. "You never know what someone's going through," she said on a recent episode. "If I wasn't strong, if I didn't have my son, Jackson, to think about, those comments might have broken me completely. Words can kill. People need to understand response." Todd, never one to shy away from a public feud, has yet to address Lindsay's specific claims directly. However, fans noticed a cryptic Instagram post that many believe was aimed at his daughter. "Truth doesn't need to scream, it just stands firm," he wrote alongside a photo of a Bible verse about forgiveness. Savannah Chrisley also chimed in during an episode of her podcast Unlocked, suggesting that some people will always play the victim. While she didn't name Lindsay, her remarks didn't go unnoticed. "You can't cry about being edited poorly when you've spent years tearing your family down publicly," Savannah said. "At some point, accountability has to come into play." Those comments stung, according to a source close to Lindsay. Lindsay feels completely isolated, the insider revealed. She thought after Todd's pardon, maybe there could be some kind of healing. But instead, it feels like they used this new show to twist the knife deeper. A family still in pieces. The Chrisley family's public drama has been brewing for years, long before Todd and Julie's legal troubles. Lindsay, Todd's daughter from his first marriage to Teresa Terry, had a strained relationship with her father that often spilled into the tabloids. Things came to a breaking point in 2019 when Todd accused her of being involved in the family's federal tax investigation, an accusation she has vehemently denied. Since then, reconciliation has seemed out of reach. But when Todd and Julie received their presidential pardon earlier this year, some fans hoped it might pave the way for peace. Instead, it seems to have done the opposite. Getting that pardon gave Todd and Savannah a new platform, another source said. They've rebranded themselves as redemption stories, people who've overcome adversity. But in doing that, they've turned Lindsay into a scapegoat, the one who didn't support the family when things got tough. Lindsay, however, insists she's moved on from the chaos, or at least she's trying to. "I'm proud of the life I've built," she said. "I have a great son, a career I love, and peace in my heart. But when something like this show comes out and drags me back into the mess, it's hard to keep that peace. It's like they won't let me heal." A message to the trolls, and to herself. In the face of the vitriol, Lindsay is focusing on resilience. She recently posted a photo of herself hiking with her son, captioned, "The only direction is forward." Her followers flooded the comments with support, praising her bravery and urging her to keep speaking out. "I refuse to let lies define me," she wrote in a follow-up story. "The truth always finds its way out, even if it takes time. I'm not the villain they're making me out to be. I'm just someone trying to protect her peace." Mental health advocates have also rallied behind her, applauding her for shedding light on the dangerous intersection between reality TV editing and online harassment. When people are portrayed inaccurately on television, the fallout can be life-threatening, one expert noted. The public often forgets that these are real human beings behind the screen. As for Lindsay, she's determined to turn this painful moment into something meaningful. "I can't control what they say about me," she said in closing her live stream, wiping away tears. "But I can control how I respond. And I choose to respond with truth, with grace, and with love, even when none of that is being shown back to me."